Okay. Whew. So, hey guys, it's Joshua Reviews. Today is a special day. We are going to be revisiting a movie series that, quite frankly, I haven't watched in forever. Because I don't rewatch these movies. I only rewatch the ones that really stand out or the ones that I think would just kind of be perfect for that Halloween atmosphere. For example, always watch Haunt, always watch Hellfest, always watch the Halloween movies, like, the Michael Myers movies. I always watch Trick or Treat, which is a staple, and as we all know, it's a horror anthology. And even as of recently, the VHS series has been doing pretty well with, releasing their horror anthology. But one that's kind of been, it's 10-31, which is a horror part 3, specifically. Part 3. That's right. So they've made 3 of these, and if you guys remember, I reviewed the first 2. One, I didn't really find particularly special. I thought the segments were and it kind of was all over the place. 2, I actually thought was fairly decent and had a fair amount of good, decent segments. So what are my thoughts on the third one? Well, let's start with the first segment. Because, interestingly enough, the first segment is probably my favorite. And it's actually directed by someone we know. But I am terrible with names, so Lord forgive me. Anyway, so he directs The House of the Mummy, and it's probably my favorite segment. It's about a guy who is basically going through a divorce, and he wants to basically just get money to survive because he lost his job of some sort of controversy with his wife. And he goes to this Halloween shop, and he finds this mummy animatronic, and he brings it back, and it basically just goes rampant and starts attacking him. It was definitely my favorite segment. It was the funniest, and it had a great use of Halloween lighting, and the guy who plays this, I forget his name, but the guy who plays him did a really good job. I forget the name of the movie. I reviewed it, but it's like The Evil Within Us or something like that. It's been a long time since I've watched it and reviewed it, but I thought that one was decent. I had my issues with it, but I could definitely see there was talent behind the scenes, and I'm glad that this segment really made me interested to check out more of his stuff, because I know he's been working on a bunch of other stuff. So this segment was really good, and I don't want to give it away because there's actually some pretty funny things in it, and it had a decent twist that I didn't expect. So I'm going to go ahead and give it like a B+. Again, this is a low-budget film, but, I mean, this was the best looking, and honestly, it was the best segment out of the film. Unfortunately, after that, I feel like the rest of the segments don't really hold up to that standard. I don't remember the names of all of them. I think one of them is like the evil shape or something. I don't know. But the second segment was okay, I guess. It really kind of bewildered me. It left me kind of just confused. It was like this girl who moves into a home, and then this madman basically just kills them. That's pretty much it. Nothing really happens. It's just kind of characters talking, and then the killer shows up and just kills them, and that's about it. It's shot fairly competent, but the acting, honestly, is kind of porn level bad. It really, it's not good. If it comes across as really theater-ish, and it's kind of porn level of acting, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's competently made, I guess. I understood it for the most part, but nothing really happened, so it was kind of boring. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a D+. The third segment is better, but not by much. It's just these 4 friends just break into a home to just, I don't know, do something, and two of them have sex. The other couple find a girl tied up and then a killer who's been living in the house basically just slaughters them. That's about it. There's nothing really to these two segments, and honestly, I was just like, okay, there's really no story for this. So, and again, the acting isn't really that good. It's shot fairly well and edited fairly well for like a low budget indie film. And I'm assuming they didn't have a lot of time to do these films or these segments. But like, I don't know. I wasn't really invested. I didn't really care for any of the characters, which is also something I didn't feel for the other segment. The first one was the only one where I actually gave a shit because they kind of go in depth on like why, the dude's having troubles with his wife and, him about to lose his house and him trying to make money. So he's kind of desperate, but there's some funny shenanigans that happen. It was a good segment, and these two segments just don't really hold up to that standard. So I'm going to give this one like a C+. Had some cool kills. That's about it. And in the last segment's the shortest. It's very like anticlimactic. I don't know what happened in this segment besides like these four women are like summoning a demon. I don't think they really elaborate on it that much. And before you know it, the segment's over and the girl just kind of gets possessed and just leaves. So I'm going to give it a D. I was not a fan of this movie. This movie was boring in some spots and only had one good segment. So, and also something I forgot to mention. Before this movie even started, it had like 4 fake movie trailers, which I don't remember if any of the other movies did. I haven't seen them in God knows how long. It's probably been like, 2-3 years? So it's not even that long. But it just really kind of left me confused on what was going on. And there's no overarching story, which, that's not an issue. But it's just like, I'm not going to watch this movie again. I mean, honestly, this anthology series is really like just kind of, it hasn't really done it for me. Which is sad to say because I can tell there is some sort of effort because this is the third one and I really want to enjoy these segments more, but I didn't really get anything out of them besides the first one. The first one was good. So honestly, this trilogy as of now, I mean, I'm sure they'll make a 4th one. Come on. At the end of this one, they kind of teased that, I don't know. This one was just kind of anticlimactic. I was just kind of watching it like, okay. The first segment was the best. So I just say watch the first segment, maybe watch the second movie, and I don't know. I mean, I don't remember anything from the first one, so I'm going to give this movie a D+. Kind of underwhelming, a little disappointed, a little sad. It wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be, but I wasn't expecting much. But I am glad I watched it just for that first segment. So I'm going to go watch it again.